Woohoo! Good morning. Um, an error occurred. Please wait a moment, then try again. Heads up, Facebook requires you to go live. Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get Facebook going. Hey, good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's time for coffee and vinyl. And here I am, going to make it happen. We're going to talk about some vinyl, drink some coffee, and cool things like that. So I do want to welcome everybody in this morning. Good morning, Tom. How are you, sir? I got up late. I got here late, and I've been running ever since, and just trying to make it happen. Good morning, Buy-in Space. How are you? I like that image you have. It makes for a good painting. Thinking more about my painting days than ever, folks. I'm ready to get some paint out and start painting again. But maybe with time that will happen. Got my hat going down the highway. Even more stuff like that. Hey, good morning, squirreled away, folks. Let's start out with a good morning cheers. Cheers. Got my cold brew. Happening. Myra. Hey, Myra. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Myra Elaine. Such a beautiful name. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, I wish I was rapping. I pulled some records to talk about this morning, folks. I don't like morning time sometimes, but I'm a morning person. I'm usually up at 5 or 6, but I didn't get up too much later. Hey, good morning, Adam. How are you? Yeah, good morning. How are you? I think I'd mentioned that I had someone give me a call last week, and Adam, I am going down to Selma today, but I was hoping to leave after this broadcast, but I got here late today, and and so it'll probably be 1 or 2 before I get down to Selma now. Yeah, so it's all good. First time seeing you wear hat. I always like to wear my merge hat when I drive in my car. Gives me a little more protection, and plus I can look like I'm I don't know, just helps with the sun. But anyway, it's all good. I don't like to wear a hat. I got the big head, and it's hard to find a hat that fits my head. Enough about me. Ugh, got me paranoid now. Taking my first haircut. You don't need no haircut. Let the hair grow. Yeah. Don't be a bum. Hit the thumb. Myra, how sweet of you. So I had this customer call me last week, and it's like my husband's birthday's coming up, and he got a new turntable, and he'll like to get some of this and some of that. So I placed some orders, and I ordered some records for her, and we went back and forth, and hope he's not watching. A lot of people have long hair. So she wanted some female jazz vocals. Hey, good morning, Stephen Wayne Batten. Stephen's over on the Facebook side. Good morning. And she wanted some John Coltrane, Love Supreme, Mills Davis, Kind of Blues. She wanted some Lewis. She wanted some Ella, Billie Holiday. You know, just the really cool top stuff that a lot of people associate with jazz. But anyway, I did have this one, and she decided to go with this one also. It's Ella in Hollywood, recorded live at the Crescendo. And I'm going to show you something really cool about this record, folks. Hey, good morning, Amber. How are you? Yeah. It's on the Verve label. And I just love this label. Whenever I see this label, I get so excited because it's such a good label. Some of you may have some records that's on Verve. Verve did a lot of jazz, but they also did some folk stuff, and they called it Verve Folkways. I like Verve. So I'm hoping that her husband's going to be really happy with this record. I think he should be. And then I got some other records to talk about, but I want to hear about you guys and hear how things are with you. Hey, good morning, Amy. Amy's over on the Facebook side of things. How are you, Amy? Thank you for coming over this morning. Yeah, you have some Verve LPs. So, yeah, we got a lot of those second records right here to talk about. So that's really neat. And so there you go. I'm also on the lookout for the waiting for my. If you guys haven't been, I'm sure you know that I have a new website, and I was working on it yesterday, and I listed a record that apparently it's a new pressing, but it's kind of like nobody has them anymore. So it's a Beach House record, and I listed it on the website. You know, I should be able to. Yeah, I'm still having problems with Facebook, it looks like, folks. So Facebook people, I'm just going to pop this up here just in case. Yeah. You're so welcome, Stephen Lane Batten. Yeah, anytime I can help, I'm glad. Are you helping Carol with her website? I'm not. I didn't realize Carol was doing a website, but we reached out yesterday, and so hopefully if there's anything I can help her with, I'll be more than glad to. Yeah. My phone is ringing? My phone's way back there in the back. And see if it's on this iPad. Oh, scam. Yeah, and so I lost track. My website. So I was what I was saying is I should be able to show you guys my website while I'm on StreamYard. So let's see if I can give it a try. Yeah. And by the way, folks, for everybody who's following at home, I did reach out to Richard Dolan and told him yesterday that during the live that some people had asked about him, and I encouraged him to go and take a look at the video. So we'll see what happens. I did invite Richard to be my guest today. I told him 8:30, but of course I'm late this morning. I'm late. Yeah. The cool thing about being in the middle of nowhere is that you always have a store like me at your fingertips. So there we go. Okay, let's see. I got my website open. Okay, great. Now, I think I can share this on the screen, so I'm going to figure out how to do this. Share screen. I'm scared to do this, folks. All right, let's try it. If it blows up, it blows up. It's there. Can you see it? There it is, folks. Here's my website. Yeah, there's my website. So yeah, let's take a look at it. I'll show you what I got. Let's see. Can I make it better? I can make it better. So this shows some upcoming releases. It shows some pre-orders. I think I can touch this little thingy. But before I do that, I'm going to go back one more. Not only these beautiful girls, but look at this wonderful image. That bar, all my stars, I would love to have a bar like that. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that a bunch. Yeah. And there's Frankie, baby. Frankie in the night. So it's, I love John Schofield. So cool. So anyway, then here's this is upcoming releases. And then here's the featured releases. So here's the the record I was telling you about that I learned that was pretty rare, and it's Beach House. Well, it just so happens that this particular record, it's not that it's rare as much as that maybe there's not many left that haven't sold, and I just happen to have one, so now I can introduce it to the world to let them know that I have a copy. And if they go to my website, they can order it. So the Beach House was the first one that I have in inventory that I was able to put on my website. And folks, that was a big task. I got it done though. So anyway, you're welcome to go through here and check out some stuff. It's right now it's really geared for new pressings and new releases, but I'm look at that, it shows that I'm live right here. Oh, Facebook fans. And so I'm just excited. I'm discovering more and more stuff about my my website. It's done by the same people who do recordstoreday.com. So if you go to recordstoreday.com, it flashes. I can show you. This is pretty exciting. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd. I should be talking about vinyl. Okay, I'm not going to do it. You can go do it. You can go to recordstoreday.com and look at the records that are coming up, and you can click on it, and then you'll see me. If you can, addresses and things like that. But it shows the Raleigh and the Wake Forest locations. It doesn't show the Selma location yet. I may add that. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to focus on Raleigh and Wake Forest right now, since I'm a little closer and I have a greater handle on it. Then I can add Selma later. But anyway, and you can also, this website gives me an opportunity to add right here where it says email sign up. You can put your email address, and then I have another thing to do, folks, is to occasionally send out an email. But things like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching that with me. I appreciate it. Now I got to tell this StreamYard to turn it off. How do we turn it off, StreamYard? Let's see. Right here's a button that says stop. Stop. In the name of love. It looks like I got some comments right here. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it a bunch. Thank you so much. Take a assassin and make it better. Take a assassin. So some are and some aren't. Some are pre-orders. And so if you place an order, and if I happen to have it in my store, I can ship it out to you, or you can purchase it, pick it up curbside, or I can order it. So Myra, the answer is no. I do have the option to upload the physical copy that I have, but my website is connected to this huge database for new pressings. So, but at the same time, as it continues being built, it can reach back 10, 15 years. And then, of course, if on this particular platform, if any of the other stores, as I understand that's part of this platform, have uploaded images, I can pull for those images also. But you know, so here's a story. So like February sales were dropping. March was almost non-existent. And of course I had employees the first couple of weeks of March, and I was like, where's my money? Where's my operating expenses? I don't mean to say money, but where's my operating expenses? Because, you know, you got to keep money to the side so that you can. And so, and then April and May, it just, even up to now, it took me 2 months, a little over 2 months to get nearly 900. Well, I can really say over 1,000 things listed on eBay. And so now I can start listing pre-owned things on my own website, and that way I can avoid. I don't like putting pre-owned things on eBay. What kind of chips? Nice, do they carry? So the short answer to that is no, Myra, but the long answer is I don't stock thousands of different turntables. I'm sorry, I don't stock thousands of different cartridges and needles and styluses and head shells. But based upon what it is, um, I can, rather than me try to stock what you need, I just order the correct stylus or needle for whatever turntable you have in that way. Myra, are you Raleigh? Um, are you local to any of my stores? So what usually works best is that a lot of people love playing records and they have their turntable and they're like, well, what do you happen to know what type of cartridge you have? Well, it's for a Technics. Well, a lot of Technics came with a cartridge and a head shell and a stylus. But sometimes they get switched out, and then sometimes you just don't know what you have. You're in Jacksonville, Florida? That's awesome. That is cool, Myra. Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida. I'm going to Jackson. That's awesome. What a big world it is, Myra. And so, Myra, I would be glad to, reach out with you. We could do a private StreamYard that's not being broadcast, and you could show me your turntable, and I could direct you and, things like that. But a lot of people, some people know what they have. A lot of people have, I don't know. It's just the one that came on it. And, it may have been their parents that was hand-me-down, or it may be one that they bought pre-owned on Nextdoor or something like that. So it's a good opportunity for me to look at it face to face and order the proper stylus. And then I can also install. But, I go from there. Now, there's some record players I'm just like, I'll give you the website and you can go from there. But anyway, that's kind of cool. Yeah. It's my brother's birthday and his turntable. He does not know how to work. Yeah. He doesn't know how to work YouTube. Or Myra, I'll be glad to help as much as I can distantly. And I say distantly, just because I'm over here and you're down there. And so, yeah. With that said, I'll be glad to do that. Absolutely. I'm going to talk a little more about some records. So, Myra, please feel free to reach out. I'm going to put my email address out here, Myra. So it's great having this new website, and it's great to have the email capabilities, but I'm not complaining. It's another step in my morning activity. It's another, boy, this is going to go away today or tomorrow. It's going to go away. Ugh. I could take a pill. It's be gone forever. I'll be happy. I will give $300 for that pill. So I could, and then here's my phone number, Myra. Of course, I'm all over the internet. You just do a search. The mails are sluggish. I know, and because the mail is sluggish, we've experienced that. I think you've heard the story. I was going to send something to New Jersey, and it left Raleigh, and the next thing you know, it was over in Kansas, and then it finally went back to New Jersey, or then it finally reached New Jersey. But so, yeah. Hello, homeless thrifter. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for a suggestion. I noticed that it's really helped you a lot. You actually look nicer now taking the estrogen mic. But there you go. I knew your voice was high for a reason. We'll talk a little bit about some records. One artist that I really enjoy listening to is Joan Armatrading, and thank you. I try really hard to be as smart as I can. But thanks for the tip. Joan Armatrading. Joan Armatrading is, I love her music. So she has some things that are kind of like 80s well, she started in the 70s, but she has some folky stuff, which I like too, but I really like her new wave stuff best. That was the attraction. Yes, I hope I'm right. I was wrong one time. Well, maybe more than once, but anyway, I just want to have fun. And so if you guys haven't had an opportunity to dig into Joan Armour trading, you owe yourself a favor to go to YouTube and just hit some of those playlists and let it play for an hour or two. And if you can find, cheers everybody, if you can find some of her albums, start to finish on YouTube, it's a good listen. I enjoy her. Pass on something to Richie for me. Who's Richie? Vinyl Richie. I think he's in California. I enjoy watching. He had a video recently. Tom played my time fountain. Oh, cool. Broke my leg 3 weeks before. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think you're talking about Richard Dolan. I think that would be wonderful for you and Richard to get together and talk about that. Richard loves Tom Petty. I did pull a Tom Petty record to talk about, folks. So there we go. I was going to talk about Tom Petty based on the fact that Richard, I didn't know he went by Richie, but just based on the fact that Richard posted a video on Tom Petty. So yeah. Hey, I think that's great, Mike. Would you like for me to pass your phone number to him or to your email address to Richard? If you do, Mike, just put it in the chat. If you would like for me to give your email, I'll start again. Hey, Mike, if you'd like for me to pass your email or your phone number over to Richard, just let me know in the comment and I'll do that. You don't have to put your phone number or email in there. So I think it would be great for two people who enjoy listening to Tom Petty to talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. And so Joan Armour Trading, I love her to death. I got a CD in one day, Joan Armour Trading's Greatest Hits. Well, I have very little as far as Joan Armour Trading on CD, but I like to put the CDs in my iTunes, and so that when I'm here at the shop, I can just play music, especially if I'm working and I want to hear something. So I ended up putting the Greatest Hits in there. I'm not a Greatest Hits person. I don't care for those albums. I will pass your email address over to Richard Dolan, and thank you so much. Yeah. So there you go. You know me, I don't mind putting my information in the chat, but that's totally okay. Yeah, I'll pass it on to him. That will be great. Yeah. Okay, cool. And speaking of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, I had this record come in. I'm going to take it down to Selma this morning. But I just love the fact that Tom had that beautiful double neck Rickenbacker. Do you think Tom Petty played a Rickenbacker because the Beatles had Rickenbackers? Bye-bye. I think there's a good chance that the Beatles were an influence for Tom Petty. Yeah, so maybe there was. But anyway, I just love this guitar. It's just gorgeous. I bet the case would be this wide. It would be a pain to carry around. But hey. But I like this cover because he's in a record shop. And I love this little 7-inch spinner. You know, when I go out and visit, not now, but when I've gone out and visited antique stores, I'm hoping I was going to find one of those one day and I can bring it back here. Or I think that would be very fun. I did find, it's not a spinner, but I found I got two of those. You know, it's kind of like displays from, one's like from the 60s, one's from the 70s. And I have one in Wake Forest, one in Selma. But I'm going to pull the one out of Selma today because I'm taking a bigger bin down there. Oh, Adam, North Carolina, I wish you were there today with me. Speaking of the Beatles, Tom, if you happen to be listening, you might find this interesting, if nothing more. This is Mylon Lefevre, Alvin Lee and Mylon Lefevre on the road to freedom. Yeah. Nice little gatefold. Shows them walking that way and shows them walking that way. Well, I grew up on a farm, folks. I can't wait to make my first job video. My first job started when I was probably 7. But walking down through the farms, down these roads, driving from field to field. Whether I was driving or riding, it was really fun. So this reminds me of that a little bit. We had a park close to where I live, and we would go through the woods to the park, and the park was closed, and the ranger would say, "Get out of here!" And, So what I was going to, we mentioned Tom Petty, we mentioned Rickenbackers, and we mentioned, I mentioned it. Some of this was recorded at George Harrison's studio in England, and George Harrison plays on here, but he's not credited. So I would like to corral all my Mylon Lefebvre records and talk a little bit about that and give some history of that. I think it would be so cool. But the focus on here is Mylon Lefebvre and Albert Lee. So I just love this image. Just love it, love it, love it. And it was before Photoshop, so they had to do all this manually. I know Anne, Craig Keeper Anne, her grandfather owned a sign shop, and I love hearing Anne talk about, how her grandfather would do ads, and he painted, had a hand. I got a banner in the back that most likely she thinks her grandfather painted. So that was really neat. Yeah. Another group I enjoy listening to is Roxy Music. Of course, I think anything with Brian Ferry on it is just gold. It's a gatefold. This is a live Mylon. I'm sorry, a live Roxy. Okay. It's a live record. Oh gosh, I'm horrible. Roxy Music. The live Roxy Music. Yeah, so I really like this. Brian Eno was with Roxy for a little while. And it's always neat watching those videos where Brian's in there and he has this wonderful sound structure and creates more of a collage. I like that a lot. But I like Roxy. I like Brian Ferry. Oh, that's getting ready to pop up. Yeah. So Amber says, I keep buffering. Yeah, I'm sorry, Amber. Seems like that's happened more and more. I think a lot of people are using the internet more than ever. But I totally think the Beatles are why Tom Petty played a Rickenbacker. Absolutely. Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that Peter Buck from R.E.M. Played a Rickenbacker. And he did a lot of jangly on that Rickenbacker, and which is really cool. My chat is not showing up in StreamYard at the moment, and I don't know why, but it's okay. So I can't. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. So if you're on Facebook, you might be able to see these comments a little better. I keep buffering. I totally think the Beatles are why Tom Petty played the Rickenbacker. Could you imagine growing up as a kid in Jacksonville, Florida? Myra, maybe he was your neighbor. And oh my gosh, the Beatles! Look at that guitar; it's so cool. Then you get one, and then you get in a band, and you make blah 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 blah, and then you're like, and then you eventually meet George Harrison. It had to be such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience for Tom Petty, and then to do a record or two as a traveling Willoughby's. Yeah, I like Brian Ferry. He's gold. Secret Life of Ghosts. Oh my gosh, that is such a good stuff. I got a big stack of Eno CDs that I'm about to put on eBay, but I wanted to list them all at one time, individually, and then upload them all at one time. So everybody who have them on their watch list, it would just pop up, and I could say, be sure to check the other listings because I listed this many. So that's really neat. I can't keep everything, folks, especially during this climate. Yeah. Let's take a look at something else I have pulled for us to talk about. And I want to hear about you guys. I want to hear what you're listening to, what you're playing, and cool things like that. Yeah. It's getting warm, folks. My bricks on the building are creaking when the sun. So over to my right is I can't spin the computer. I reconfigured the counter when I'm open for one person at a time. So I got cables, Cat 5 cable, printer cable, square, all sorts of cables back there. And so, yeah, but here's a window. In the wintertime, I never get any sun, but in the summertime, I do. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I photographed oh, have you really? Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah. Did you share those online, Myra? Yeah, I would like to see those. I'd like to see everybody's perspective of how they see things. The new Steve Earle record is pretty cool. Wow, that's awesome. So there was a campaign a few weeks ago before the Steve Earle. What is it? Steve Earle and the Squirrel. What's his name of this band? Steve Earle and the. Oh, somebody help me. I don't want to have to look it up online. Oh, okay. Steve Earle and the. Talk to me, Squirrel. So we did a promotion, and if you pre-ordered the record from me, you had the opportunity to then attend a free online concert that Steve Earle did, and because I participated in the promotion, I was able to watch it. So it was on a Friday night at 8 p.m. I was here at Record Crate. The whole world was quiet. I mean, I could hear the train. I could hear the Broughton High School. Ding, 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 ding. Time to go to class. Someone's upstairs. And it was awesome. And so I watched the concert, and it was quite an excitement to see. Yeah. Hey, Lisa C., how are you? You've been listening to a lot of electro swing lately. Da, 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 da. I like that stuff too. Was nothing strange at all about it. Nothing strange at all about it. I like it too. One of my students, she at North Carolina State University, she did a show on the radio that was electro swing, and when she came to class, and then I don't know, several classes in, I was like, hey, I realize who you are right now. So it was really neat. So that was cool. I like that stuff too, Lisa. It's not strange at all. Hey, good morning, Victor. How are you? Like the hat. Too cool for school. Absolutely. My hair is growing. I haven't had a haircut in a long time. And I could easily go do it myself, but who cares? Let it grow. Let it grow. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. There were a few on Find a Grave. It was decades ago, and the thieves stole my extra. Aww. So the ones on Find a Grave, are they the ones that that they were your images? I'm gonna say Find a Grave. Is that Mike? Find a Grave. I think that is Mike. No, it's not Find a Grave. Oh gosh, who's the deaf hack? That is Mike. Deaf hack. Who is the deaf hack? Mike. I've been following him for years. Find a Deaf. Yeah, so you can always submit them to Mike over at yeah. Victor, that is so awesome. You got your haircut. Upstairs, the big hair salon. One of the guys that works there, super cool guy. Super cool guy. Don't mess with him. He his hair grew, so he used to keep it really cool. His hair grew. I saw him the other day. It was like I know you can have an afro, and his beard was like. So that was really neat. Yeah. So yeah, awesome. Congratulations, Victor. I trust you and yours are doing well, and everything's cool in that respect. Yeah, Lisa. I know that I've seen you comment that you're like, it's almost bedtime here, and it will be like, I don't know, 2 p.m. here. But are you in Australia? Is that where you might be today? Oh, that's good to hear. Victor, I don't know if you've probably seen it, but I am open for one at a time shopping. If you like, come hang out and talk. That's really cool. Play some music. Yeah, absolutely. Florida. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I got you confused with someone else. Thank you, Lisa. Sorry about that. Cheers. Let's see where I am now. This is a record cover. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, folks. But my buddy Elliot, Lazy Dog Records is his YouTube. And of course, I knew Elliot before he did his YouTube channel and before he did his Instagram account. So he's a cool cat. Well, Victor, unfortunately, I'm going to Selma. If you were able to get here in the next hour, we could hang out as I load the truck. But I'm going to be in Selma today. And then tomorrow is Thursday, I'll be in Wake Forest. And then Friday, I'll be in Raleigh. Then Saturday, Wake Forest. And then Sunday, I'll be in Raleigh. So I'm sorry, it's just all over the place. You're more than welcome to go with me to Selma. But I don't think, I don't. What's it like, folks, having two people in an automobile? I'm taking the truck. Is that safe today? I don't know. So anyway, Elliot posted this record cover, and I was able to find a copy myself. Adam, you can reach out to me. I think you got my phone number. I'll probably get there around 1 or so. I'm sure I'll be there for 2 or 3. Oh, you're getting a haircut today? Oh, cool. That's awesome. I'm sorry, I misread. I thought you got it already cut. You know me with my vision. Yeah, Adam, if it works out, it'd be cool to hang out from a distance. I'm waiting for that Batten Miller song to get popular again. From a distance, the world has a dove. I'm going to search through my tombstone photos later, Adam. My brother has what he needs. He just needs some local to fix it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. If you go to recordstoreday.com, Myra, and then key in Jacksonville, Florida, you might find a really cool shop, and be sure to let them know that Adam from Record Crate referred you to them. But it's Record Store Days. Record Store Day is a worldwide organization, but we hang tough together. We're tough. We're tough. We're tough. Okay, so here's the record. It's The Cold Hard Facts of Life, Porter Wagner. Okay. Are you ready? It's so cold. I prefer the place don't stand so close. I do too. Yeah. It's fun how things like that get on. But hey, folks, if you ever see this, pick it up. It is such an incredible album cover. Yeah. I haven't listened. Squirreled Away, are you still here? Am I gonna have to go to the internet to find the name of that the band that Steve Earle has? My phone's way over there and I'm way over here. I'm gonna do it real quick, folks. Yeah, Find Your Way Home. That is awkward. I feel bad for. Yeah, that is a good one. I love the old RCA stuff. Elvis did too. He made lots of money from that. Okay, let's see. Steve Earle. Yeah, folks, it's the ghost town. It's about the mines. Steve Earle and the Dukes. Steve Earle. Yeah, thank you so much. Ghost of West Virginia is the name of the record. Squirreled Away, is your vinyl colored? I realize black is a color, but what color is your record, Squirreled Away? Steve Earle and the Dukes. Yeah, good record. I like it a lot. Yeah. Yesterday I had a blast going through the records that I picked up, going through the estate, and so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of time right now and inspect some of them as we talk more about vinyl, folks. Cheers. It's black. Okay, great. I think the yeah. So there we go. Do some record inspecting. I'm gonna take some of these to Selma today, and then I'll have some in Raleigh. Then I'll have some in Wake Forest for the weekend. Dang. All right. I like it when a record is beautiful on the surface and flat. You know it. Also going to take some DVDs down to Selma. I sell a lot of DVDs down in Selma, especially when my DVDs are $1, folks. It makes it for a nice thing. The record store. Oh, hold on a second. Love the multicolor splatter vinyls. Even though the close one I have is Kiss Creatures of the Night, Glow in the Dark. That is a good one. Yeah. You know, and Adam and I were talking a little bit about Bob Kulick, who he was he did some stuff with Kiss, and you can read all over the internet about what he did. But one of the things he did was play on Kiss Alive too, and he did some solos and stuff like that. So that was really neat. That was really neat. So I went online and I watched some shows of Bob Kulick and his brother, and they did some type of shows on boats or something like that. I don't know exactly what I watched, but it was really neat to watch, and he was very talented, that's for sure. So there you go. El Camino 71, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you stopping by today. The record store on Hendricks Avenue in Jacksonville is a record store day store. Oh, wonderful. I've been there. I've never been there, too far for a drive from here. So there you go, Myra. That might help. Good morning, Rachel. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. Cheers to Rachel and cheers to El Camino. Here we go, folks. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else anybody's been listening to? We can talk about, folks, any content. I went through my little thingy thing. So there we go. And I'm going to inspect some records. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing okay. I'm glad you are. I hope you and yours are doing well with the crisis. Yeah, they play the Kiss Cruise. Yeah. And the bass player they had, oh my gosh, he was so good. I didn't even research to see who he is. Yeah, but that was really neat. Gosh. Folks, you know, I said yesterday I could never play all those records that I went through, that I open boxed, but I definitely want to play this one. I really do. I'm going to show you also this Blue Note record I got that I talked about. It's still on the table, it's still on the platter. All right. Nice and flat, just like I like them. Do you guys, I'm sure you do, but, you know, just to make sure I'm communicating with everyone watching that when a record is not flat, when it's dished, you know, it's just like you get a lot of sibilance, and it just doesn't sound very good because the stylus, you know, is trying to track at an angle, and it just doesn't track properly. It's just like driving down the highway, driving on the back road of the country farm, and there's ruts, and your truck is, anyway. Been listening to Booker. Oh my stars, Adam. We talk about Kiss, and then we talk about Booker T. That is awesome. I love Booker T. Bonus points. Anybody know Booker T's last name? Anybody? What's Booker T? Booker T and the MGs. What's Booker T's last name? Anybody, everybody. All right, this one's cool. It needs an inner sleeve. This is this one. Oh, go ahead, folks. Get on the internet, do an internet search, see what Booker T's last name is. Take this one to Selma. Great jazz reads. No, you got me on that one. Well, I didn't realize it, but you know, I like Booker T, and then when I was able to find some records, I was able to play the records and say, "Oh yeah, that's the guy I've been listening to that I enjoyed here and there." And so, and then when I opened up the shop, I was like, "Well, I got to file Booker T. Do I file him under B or I file him under T?" And then I went online and maybe read his Wikipedia page and learned that his last name is Jones. And so now I file him under J. Yes, Rachel, you're exactly right. Yeah. So yeah, that's really neat. Yeah. So there you go. Rachel has a YouTube channel and she likes to talk about music too. So Rachel, you're free to put a link. You're free to put a link in the comments to your channel, and I'll be glad to approve it. Yeah. Just a short note, Ray Charles passed away today in 2004. He was born in 3070, so he was 74 years old. How about that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I build these mountains here, folks. I hope they don't fall. Yeah. Ray Charles. When I think of Ray Charles, I think about the modern sounds in country music, modern sounds of country music, and things like that. Also, folks, I finally, so much that I need to make a note of it. So I'm approaching 500 subs. And so I decided yesterday, as I was driving back to the city from Wake Forest, just in case you guys don't know, I'm alternating stores. One day here, one day there. And I'm not doing a good job communicating with everybody. So that's one thing I might have to do today is to make sure I put that online. And so I'm thinking 500 subs. I want to do a contest. And but I want to do it after I reach 500 subs, not before I reach. I want it to be a milestone contest. And so I have the subject, I have the question, I have the idea. So thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I know it should be 500,000, but it's okay. That'll come. Never. So I have the idea, and so I've got to make the video, and then I'm going to make it happen. But I'm making the note now to keep it in front of me to remind me. How long does it take to drive south to north, covering North Carolina? So I just think about, for me, from Danville to, no, I'll have to go over to Roanoke Rapids. From Roanoke Rapids to, Adam, help me here. 95 goes to South Carolina. But then again, North Carolina starts small here, and then it gets bigger, and then, oh yeah, and then there's the coast. So where's me a piece of paper? Squirreled away, you can help out here too. So North Carolina kind of has a crazy shape like this. And this is the coast. So when you get over here, it's much bigger. But I think about where I am. So like from north of me would be, I don't know, Danville, Virginia. And then that would come into, not Greenville, not Florence. I would say the area that I'm in, if I went north and south, maybe 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half, 2 hours, 30 minutes. But if you went from west to east, we're pretty wide. I don't think we're as wide as Texas, but we're wide. So, Adam, Squirrel, help me here. We always say from Murphy to Manio. What'd you guys say? 12 hours? 15 hours? 18 hours? Yeah. Of course, I could break out the Google Maps and get the whole story there, right there. But yeah. I'm not necessarily in the middle, but I'm closer to the coast than I am to the mountains or to Tennessee. You know, if we were to go west, we think of Knoxville. And I think if you live in certain parts of the mountains, maybe Boone or Asheville, I don't think it takes too long to get over to Knoxville. And there's a lot of bands that stop in Knoxville. I asked because there's a vinyl community member called Calico Silver. I like Calico Silver. I don't know where Calico Silver is. He sounds like he might be in Ohio or Indiana or somewhere like that. So yeah, I've watched Calico for years. Calico's a CD cat, which I don't have a problem with CDs. So there we go. Okay. 15, 18 hours from there to there, from one side of the Murphy to Manio. Yeah. So yeah. 2 hours to the beach. Might be a little further than that for you, Squirrel, since you're a little, well, then again, you could go down to Greenville. Greenville would take you over to, never mind. Yeah, it is. I don't know where Calico is. I've watched his videos and liked and commented, but never had an opportunity to build any type of online relationship with Calico. But I love to hear him talk about records, to talk about music, and hear what he likes to talk about. And he's been talking a lot about ECM artists. And if you happen to I can't remember which artist he's been focusing a lot on, but yeah. So anyway, Calico is really cool. So are you saying that Calico is North Carolina? What if we're neighbors? He is very knowledgeable, and I appreciate that. So I've chatted with other people, and just think about Beetle Brad. Beetle Brad's a cool cat. We reach out to each other outside of YouTube, and Beetle, well, just like Tom, Beatles Pro, the Beatles Pro. Amber, help me with the proper name. They were buying the Beatles items at an early age, so they were able to pick up cool, rare things that they have in their room, and some of the records they have, and so it was really neat. So Jeff is in California. North Carolina. That's very cool. He doesn't have a real draw, despite hailing from North Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So that's really neat. Brad is a good guy. He's a nice guy. I always say those. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Yeah. So there we go, folks. Yeah. Brad is North Carolina, but not originally. Oh gosh. I think I've heard Brad say don't know, Indiana or something on his videos. I'm not saying anything that, I'm not revealing any private information. I've heard Brad say, I think when he talked about his first job, I think he referenced the where the cafeteria was located. So that was really neat, and it was really fun, folks, seeing people's first job. I really liked that a lot, so that's really cool. Yeah. And Rachel, I know that you're ooh. So I showed this record yesterday. Roy Clark. Okay. Beautiful image. Did you realize that Roy Clark was on ABC Records? And this is the label to get, well, this is a good label. So certain rock and roll records, if it's on this label, which would be period correct, it's a good label to get. But there's lots of ABC prior to this where there was a lot of jazz. Is that the Donna Baker I know? Hey, Donna Baker, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Yes. So I did not realize Roy Clark did a record that appeared on ABC, which is awesome. But I think this label is called The Rainbow. And I think, all right, folks, help me here. Steely Dan was on ABC, is that right? And so you want to get the Steely, oh gosh. Yeah. Well, hey, Donna, how are you? Yeah. I trust you're doing well, Donna. I really do. Roy Clark was a good thing. And, Roy Clark was not very far from here at all. He was up in, was he Virginia? I think that's where he was born and called home. And I still think that he kept a connection with home, even through his days. I'm so happy Roy Clark got involved with Hee Haw, and that's probably where he earned a lot of money through Hee Haw, but he was such a good musician outside of Hee Haw, and he was more than just the comic and the musician that was on Hee Haw. So there you go. I did say I was going to show this Blue Note record, folks, and it's already after 10, so I kind of feel like I should wrap it up. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody. I'm going to show this Blue Note record. I love getting jazz records, and I love my jazz customers, my jazz vinyl champions. I've learned so much from my customers about jazz music. And with that said, this came in a couple weeks ago. Lady brought in her and her husband brought in so with buybacks now we're handling them a little different, but they came outside on the patio and they put tubs and I asked them if they would either step back or go sit on the dock or go sit in their automobile or go to the store anyway. And I had a chance to go through everything and look at them. And there was only just a few records that I was able to buy just because of condition. But this is one of them. And Jimmy Smith, I just love Jimmy Smith. I think it was because I got the record Back to the Chicken Shack. If I'm not mistaken, that was what it's called. And I enjoyed that record. And I was like, this guy is good. Just like Booker T, he played an organ. Booker T's still with us, Jimmy Smith's not. He played a Hammond organ, and it was really neat. And then I was like, what a wonderful basser that is on this record. And then I was like, who is the bass? Is it Leroy Vinegar? Who is it? And then I learned that the bass was played by Jimmy Smith using the bass pedals on the Hammond. So not only did he play that organ, but he did the bass notes with his feet on the Hammond, and it was just incredible. So anytime I see Jimmy Smith, I get really excited because I know how good Jimmy Smith is. And Rachel, you're right. Blue Note generally have fantastic cover design. Absolutely. There's a documentary on. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor. There's a documentary that you can watch about the Blue Note, and it's really good. And they speak a little bit about that. So, Jimmy Smith. This one has a shrink on it. It's an original. It's 4325. It's mono. The finest in jazz since 1939. I have some Blue Note on 78. And that's the sad thing, folks. People call me, you buy 78s? No, just because they don't sell. But you saw Jimmy Smith? Oh. Were you able to see his feet in action, Donna, when he was playing? Oh my gosh. Wow. Even if Jimmy did 3 songs, I'm going to do 3 songs, and we're going to do it down tempo. I would have been so happy to see that. Wow. So anyway, so this is probably a VG, folks. It came in dirty as can be. It came in with some surface mold. I got to clean it up even more. I've cleaned it up twice. I played it once. I'll go wash it again on the VPI. Then I'll play it again. Then I'll wash it again on the VPI. And I'm going to do whatever I can to get this sounding as good as it can be. And I most likely will keep this one. I most likely will keep this one because it is such a treasure. And, you know, despite that gentleman had died and his records were in poor condition, it just showed that he had love for these records, and he played the mess out of it. He probably had an RCA floor console player that was just regrooving these records every time they played. But it's just amazing. You saw those feet. You saw those legs. That is awesome, Donna. That is awesome. Yes, Elliot is a cool cat. I'm waiting for Elliot to do a video on that, as well as he had gotten some cool records from me, and I'm waiting for him to do that. Maybe he considers some of those records what we call a guilty pleasure. He's not ready to share those with the world yet, but what he got is cool records, and I hope he does. So there we go, folks. Yeah. I think the landscape people are here, and now I have to go outside and tell the landscape people and make sure they pick up all the trash, not just the highlights. Ugh. People, hired people, what can you do? Yeah, so he showed me the DVD. Oh, he did. That's cool. That is awesome. I really don't feel like talking to the landscapers today. I think they're weed eating the building. I think they really have the weeder just like the building. If we do the building, everything in front of it will, you know, it's just like, yeah. Thank you, Rachel. I'm going to take off, folks. Thank you so much. My goal is to be here every morning. I'm looking someone who would like to be my guest, and we can talk about records, and that way they can show some records, and we can just talk about vinyl in general. Yeah, so I'm going to take off. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.